Simon Rosenberg and Ben Ferguson back with me now. Simon, quickly.
So in the New York Times today, there was a report about the man who's been identified as the leader of the attack, who represents an organization called Ansar al-Sharia, who has no, and it says in the New York Times that this group has no known affiliation with al-Qaeda. And so the key thing here is that some...
Let him finish, but quickly.
I'm going to finish.
I got to give the floor back to Ben because he hasn't had a lot of time.
Okay, go ahead, Megyn. Give it to Ben.
No, this is not hard to figure out what the president was saying. Our ambassador, Hillary Clinton, and Barack Obama all said that this was a spontaneous, including when he went to the big stage, the United Nations, where the world was watching the president.
That's just simply not true, Ben. That's simply not true.
But okay, so you can debate about what the president said at the UN, but you cannot debate about what Susan Rice said, Simon. You cannot debate about what
She said there were armed guards.
She blamed it on a video. She blamed it on a video. There's no question about that, Simon.
It's not true, Megyn. It's not true.
Do we have the Susan Rice tape? All right, we're getting it.
Megyn, there are five...
Let me say this, though. Can I finish the point, Simon? My point is this. If you're the President of the United States of America and you have someone that walks into your office on 9/11 on that evening and says there was a 5-hour random firefight, our ambassador's dead, 3 Americans who are trained at the best in our military are dead, you should be smart enough, the president, to know that's not a spontaneous act of people rioting. That's an orchestrated attack, and it's a terrorist attack, and the president should know that. And if he doesn't know it, we've got big problems, because you don't have a 5-hour rock-throwing contest on the anniversary of 9/11. It was an orchestrated attack. It was a 5-hour attack.
Let me jump in. Even in the president's remarks that we just listened to in the Rose Garden, he says, "We reject all efforts to denigrate the religious beliefs of others." That is clearly a reference to this tape that was bashing the Prophet Muhammad. But there is absolutely no justification for this type of senseless violence. Simon, you're telling me he wasn't trying to tie the tape to what happened in Benghazi there?
Megyn, I don't think people knew at that point what had happened. I think
then
that
why
is a
is he
fair...
doing that? Then why is he making the association?
Because the tape was relevant, because that weekend that Susan Rice spoke on television, there were protests against the tape in dozens of cities across the Middle East. The tape was still roiling the Middle East. It was still a factor in the debate at that time, and to deny it is just ignorant. And so I think the point here is that
to deny it is not ignorant. To deny it is not ignorant.
It is ignorant, Megyn.
There was no protest at the Benghazi consulate
because
on the day of the
tape
attack.
was relevant and was causing trouble in dozens of other capitals around the Middle East.
But not in Benghazi. Hold on.
But
listen to Susan Rice. Here's Susan Rice 5 days after the president now claims that he said it was terror.
I want to get a chance to respond to this.
We have today is that, in fact, this was not a premeditated attack. That what happened initially was that it was a spontaneous reaction to what had just transpired in Cairo as a consequence of the video. Our current...
Last word, Simon. I got to go in 30 seconds.
So if you finish that video, what she says was that then guys with big guns and military strikes came in and left a military strike against our embassy. There was never confusion. There was never confusion about the military nature of the strike. What there was confusion of in Benghazi was the role of the video.
Protest.
Okay. Thank you both.
Sure.
Coming up, Obama campaign co-chair Eva Longoria taking serious fire today for a very ugly tweet about Mitt Romney.